Hi, Brian. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Fracas. Shalom, like your world. Hi, Rev. Y'all know I'm a Texas girl, so I gotta play my country music and shit, right? Oh, thank you, Rev. Y'all relax. I don't gotta do that. Thank you. That's so nice of you, Rev. Thank you. Thank you, Wacky World. I'm gonna address that some more, Wacky World. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining me. How do I sound? Can you all hear me okay? As a matter of fact, that puppy dog is outside. He will not stop barking. I don't know. I think he might have COVID and his parents left him outside. They just keep putting him on the balcony. I'm going to go kidnap him. If they don't get that dog, I will go downstairs and kidnap him. They better go get him. I would go get him, for real. Anyway, let me see how I sound. He's been barking all day and all night. He just never stops. It's like, goddamn. He just never stops. It's like, y'all hear him? Wait, hold on. As a matter of fact, hold on. I know y'all gonna hear this. Hold up. And as soon as I go outside, he gonna stop barking. Watch. Hold on. Y'all hear him? He stopped a little bit. He's right below my level. It's like, god damn, his owner, whoever his owner is, they need to come console him. Ever since we've had the pandemic, I've noticed that he's been out there more, just barking all night and all day, and shit. I don't like the shit. But anyway, how are you guys doing tonight? See, it almost feels like he's gonna jump across the thing. See, this is not even cool. Wait, y'all, hold on. Y'all gotta hear this shit. Hold on. Y'all gotta hear this. Hold up. This is not even right. See, he always stops when I come outside. Oh, there he go. I know if y'all can't hear that, then it ain't my fault. Shit. But he's out there barking. He's been doing this shit for the past 6 weeks. Anyway, I'm gonna piss some people off tonight because of my political views. The thing is, like, I don't really talk about a lot of political shit, like, on my channel. But tonight, like, it's been a lot of shit just nagging at me, and I've been trying to get back into the groove of things. And to be quite honest with you, I don't really want to get back into the groove of things. I want things to stay in quarantine. I'm sick, right? Like, yeah, I want things to stay the way they were because I feel like we move faster that way. Like when we were quarantined, I felt like things moved a lot faster. People made a lot of money more faster, and things happened and changed a lot faster because it was forced, basically. But I don't even know where to start. Where should I start? Should I talk about the looters? Should I talk about the rioters? Like, I don't really talk about a lot of political shit on this channel, but I kind of want to. Well, okay, so I'll start with all right, I'll start with the looters and rioters and protesters. All right, so you guys know I'm from Austin. Everybody knows that, right? So Austin is a liberal city, but we are in a conservative state, right? There's Austin, and then there's Texas, right? That fucking puppy, he just keeps barking so loud. I can't even fucking focus. But anyway, the thing that I would say is this. When it comes to protesters, I think that peaceful protesters should separate themselves from the fucking dog. He keeps barking. I cannot focus right now. I can't. I'm not gonna be able to get through the stream if he keeps barking. I can't do it. Okay, so as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, I'm not gonna be able to do this. I can't do it. I'm gonna end the stream. Fuck. No, but seriously, like, I think that peaceful. Okay, so all right, if you are a violent protester or a looter or anything of that nature, if you've been practicing protesting, I think that by now you know where to place yourself to keep yourself safe. And what I mean by that is, if you are a peaceful protester and your intentions are to get a message out there without getting hurt, if your intention is to not stir up chaos and confusion, you know that you should absolutely not be among violent protesters and looters and rioters and things of that sort. Why the fuck would you, as a protester, if you know that you're a protester, why the fuck would you position yourself to be among those who are violently protesting and rioting and all that other shit? If we had decided to pull out a martial law, or pull out a metal militia, or pull out a SWAT team, you being mixed in with the violent people, you're gonna get what they get. So it don't fucking matter. Like, and this is why, like, it may seem very heartless, but I absolutely feel nothing for peaceful protesters who mix themselves in with violent protesters and looters and rioters. I feel nothing for them. I don't feel nothing for them. And y'all may be like, well, Neon, why would you say that? That's heart. It is very heartless. But sometimes heartless is the way, because guess what? If you associate yourself with a certain thing, you have to accept what comes with that. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think we should absolutely make distinctions when it comes to stuff like that, because we have people to protect. Now, let's get to the whole thing about, defunding the police. Y'all want to talk about that? You want to talk? Can we talk about? And on top of that, if you guys want to call in, tonight is an open panel. So if you want to call in and state your case or state your position, please feel free. The phone line is open. You can call in and you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. But before that, I want to say this. You have children. Say you do. Or if you don't. I don't I'm trying not to go there, but I'm gonna go there eventually. So your daughter is walking home from school. She's a freshman or junior in college, and she's walking back to her dorm room, and she starts to get stalked by this guy. But her campus that she lives on has no support from local government. What the fuck are you gonna do when her stalker, decides to rape her? I'll give you an example. Those who are very familiar with me, I attended Florida State University for about 3 years of my adult life. I graduated high school when I was 16. When I was attending Florida State University, there was this one freshman who made newspaper because she was on this schedule. She had made it to her sophomore year at Florida State University, and there was this guy that decided he wanted to hang under her bed at night and like stalk her and all this other shit. Eventually they found him. But you want to eradicate our police force. You want to erase their presence in all of America. But if you have a daughter, children, or even you yourself, think about when you get old. Let's just say that you live to be 70 something or 80 something years old. Say someone's trying to rob you or rape you. Say someone's trying to hurt your children or rape or murder or stalk your children or harm them in some way, and you have no police force to call. Who are you going to call when that happens? Who are you going to call? So it's just sort of this mental ballet. I've been sort of dancing with a lot of different concepts lately pertaining to this particular subject matter. And I do want to explore it because I feel like it's necessary. So, defund the police doesn't mean to get rid of them. So let's just diminish their presence. Let's diminish their presence. Let's to be quite I'm gonna be raw. I think the police force needs more funding. I think they need more funding. You want to know why? I think they need more funding because I think they need more training on ethics. I think they need more training on a lot of different things. But to completely even try to diminish even 1% of their funding, to me, is a very bad decision. And if that happens, America is going to see why that's a bad decision. And that's all I'm going to say about that. That's all I'm going to say about that. Because there's so many things that there's so many concepts and things that police get to do and not do that affect the general public positively and negatively, but people won't see that because they're so, fuck the police. I have never, I'm gonna say something. I've never supported that whole fuck the police shit. No, I don't want it. No. Because there was a policeman that saved my life one day. And you can say, oh, she's being a coon. Oh, you know what? Fuck you. Say what the fuck you want to say. I don't fucking care. Because guess what? If it wasn't for that one police officer that came to see about me or that came to check on me, I wouldn't be here to say what I'm saying right now. All right. So if you can think about it or speak about it or think whatever the fuck you want to, I don't fucking care. And as a matter of fact, let me trigger you some more. I've been too nice on my panel. I've been too convenient for some people. And it's not that type of party anymore over here. And so the thing that I wanted to say is, I want to ask a question. Could you imagine your country without police? Even your major cities. Let's not even speak about the majority of the country, or let's just talk about those main cities: Houston, LA, New York, Chicago. Let's talk about those cities. Could you really imagine those cities without a police force? Could you? And if you could, what would it look like? What would it look like and what would it sound like? Because to me, it seems like that has been done for the past, 12 years? But what exactly has changed? Now, let's really get into this because I'm going to get back into the rioters and looters later. I'm going to get back into that. But first, I really, 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 really want to get into this whole thing about let's really talk about it. Because I think that people want to say stuff, but they want to say stuff without really saying, all right, I've been contemplating this shit for so long and thinking about things. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't want to live in a world or in a country without police. I don't. Because to be quite honest, I think that the whole push to defund police which will never happen. It's never going to happen. Not even it may happen on smaller levels and shit, but it won't even happen when we talk about defunding the police. A quarter of that, which is desire, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I want to move to the topic of martial law. First of all, people, and y'all going to hate me for this, but I'm going to just say it. I think that President Trump is being held back from a lot of things that he actually wants to do. He's being held back. And I think he needs to just go ahead and make those executive orders. And I do commend him and salute him for the executive orders he's already made, which y'all don't know about. He's not your president, right? He's not my president. I remember earlier last year, people were making t-shirts and making all this shit. Not my president, not my da-da-da, not my this, not my that, not my president, right? He literally went out of his way to be sure that during a pandemic that you had food on your table and a paycheck in your pocket, and it still wasn't enough. It still was not enough. It wasn't enough, right? He could literally cure the world of AIDS, and it would not be enough for you motherfuckers. It wouldn't be enough. It wouldn't be enough for you fucking bastards. Right? It wouldn't be enough. So my thing is this. We got looters. We got rioters. We got people scoping out cities nationwide, causing chaos and confusion. The police can't even get this shit in check. The police can't even set these motherfuckers on their ass. And so what does he do as a president? What does he do? He decides, well, I'm going to activate the National Guard. I'm going to activate the National Guard, and they're going to go out there and they're going to enforce law. Right? Now, it's wrong for him to do that. A lot of y'all say, right? Well, martial law is a plan, and martial law is this, martial law is that. Well, this is what the country looks like without a police force. This is what our nation looks like without police. The public outnumbers the police. The nation and the people outnumber the police force. So, with the civil unrest and shit like that, right? People get to do what the fuck they want to do. Go here, go there, loot, trash, steal, shit on everything that was built. People built their businesses from the ground up. There were even black businesses built from the ground up. People shitting on their shit. This whole damn thing, think about why the world is in disarray or civil unrest right now over one person. The whole Black Lives Matters movement, right? Right? And I'm going to trigger you because I know y'all don't want to hear this, but I'm going to say it. How the fuck can you be for Black Lives Matter when you're going around and looting? Right? You're looting and You're disrupting Black businesses, but yet you're doing it in the names of Black Lives Matter. What the fuck does that look like? What the fuck is that supposed to mean? What the fuck is that supposed to mean? I'm for Black Lives Matter. I'm here because there was a man who was killed in the name of Black Lives Matter. But yet, you support people going out looting and stealing and violently protesting, but you're in support of Black Lives Matter. Now, what exactly is Black Lives Matter about? I won't get into that in this stream, but come on, really? Do you really want to go there with me? I don't think you want to. So, I think that at the end of the day, we have peaceful protesters and then we have violent protesters and looters and rioters. And as a peaceful protester, y'all, I'm from Austin. I'm from Austin, Texas. As much as I can tell you, because I live in the suburbs, but as much as I can tell you, we've only had a couple of dumpsters set on fire, and that is it. Why? They know not to bring that shit here. Because we got them good old boys that don't mind busting a cap in your ass. Yes, I said it. Okay? And if you're from Texas, you know what I mean. And you also know, don't mess with Texas. You know what that means too. So moving forward, people, right? People who want to say, let's defund the police. We don't want police. Fuck the police. You want to fuck the police? You want to say fuck the police? All right. So you have a daughter. You have children. Say your daughter is walking home from, FAMU or Florida State or whatever university to her dorm room. And she gets attacked violently by a random motherfucker on the street. Is she not supposed to be able to call 911 on speed dial and say, she don't even have to say shit. Just dial them and hang up the phone. They'll come to her rescue. You really want to get rid of that? Do you really want to get rid of that? Think about that shit. Say that your children are waiting on the bus stop for their parents, or I'm sorry, not for the parents, but for the bus, for the bus driver to come pick them up to take them to school. And there's a predator sitting there watching them and waiting for them, even in the afternoon, to get off the bus. And there's no one there to call. Is that an environment you really want? See, do you really know what it is to ask for an environment without no police? Do you really want to know what that's like? Because I can tell you what it's like. Do you really want to know what an environment without police is like? Do you really want to know what it's like? Because I don't think you really want to know. I don't think you want to know. Peaceful protesters need to separate themselves from violent protesters and looters and rioters. When you mix yourself in with those people, you cannot complain or be sad or cry. You can do all of that, but honey, it's almost like the saying goes, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. If not, you need to separate yourself. If you know that there is a process going on where this is one big clusterfuck. And if you decide to put yourself into that shit, You have to be willing to accept what comes along with the territory. I would never put myself. I'm not okay. So I'll use myself as an example. I'm not a protester, but if I was a protester, I absolutely would not put myself in the same vicinity as a violent protester or a looter or a rioter. Why? Because I understand that what happens to them will ultimately happen to me. I mean, like, shouldn't that be common sense? That's fucking common sense. It don't matter who you are. If you're in the same vicinity, you get the same treatment. Okay? CS gas, smoke bombs, tear gas, all that shit. Mustard gas. All right? I was in the military for 5 years. I understand how certain things work. You are fucking dumb as hell to be a peaceful protester, intermingling and interlocking yourself with people who are not peaceful protesters. Who the fuck do you think you are? Okay. You think that the fact that you're being cute and being peaceful, you think that's going to like make them go easy on you? No. The fact that you're even around unrestful protesters, the fact that you're even around violent looters and shit, it don't matter. They don't differentiate. When it comes to war against civil rights and war against peace, against civil peace, if you're found anywhere around them, you are one of them. Ultimately, you are one of them. So you can't just sit here and get mad and why does the government keep doing this to me? I can't go out anywhere without protesting peacefully. No, bitch. Are you fucking stupid? No, you cannot do that. You are a peaceful protester, but you decided to place yourself and mix yourself in the company of violent people. Therefore, you will be treated as such. Is that too hard to understand? Is that too hard to understand? I mean, because to me it seems like common sense, but to some people, I understand that it may just be rocket science. Let me know. Is it rocket science or is it just me? I'm just saying. All right. So people who want to violently, who want to, wait, this fucking air conditioner is fucking pissing me off. Hold on, you guys. Okay, I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me? This fucking air conditioner, it pisses me off. Like every time I'm live, it seems like it gets louder. Anyway. So anyway, as I was saying, I think I'm going to take a break from my own chatter box and go to the chat room and see what you guys are talking about. This damn, okay, it just went off. I was about to say, if you don't turn off, I'm going to break you. All right. Yeah, fracas foremost. I think that there are totally like many officers that need to be more, well, I can't say more, but they need to be efficiently trained. I completely agree with that. But to just completely completely discard of police, I don't think people are ready for that. And then we have a lot of people across America who are absolutely for a complete eradication of our police force. And I am in complete disagreement with that, because I'll tell you this. I remember when I was in college. I remember when I was oh shit, before I joined the military, there was someone who attacked me on campus. I was attacked on campus, and I immediately called 911, and they showed up in less than like a minute. It didn't even take them a whole complete 60 seconds to show up. I never want to lose that. Say if I were to ever have children, I don't have children, but let's say if I were to ever have children or have a daughter or a son or any, like if their father isn't around, or if I'm not around, or if they have to go off to college or go somewhere, I want to know that they're protected in their city. I want to know that their city has efficient that they have efficient protection from their local government. If anything were to ever happen or pop off, even if they're on campus, you have your campus police, but then you have your campus police that's connected to federal and et cetera and state and whatever. I don't ever want to lose that. To me, that's very valuable, because I know how I felt when I was attacked on campus. And being able to have 911 on speed dial and they show up within a matter of seconds, I would want the same for my children. So when people are saying defund the police, to what degree do you mean defund the police? Because to me, they need more funding. More funding for better training, more funding for better partnerships with different organizations, because they are useful. Okay? And I don't know how it could be a good thing to defund police. Now, I'm going to I will open up the chat if y'all want to come on and talk. I don't know. It's very, very, very late. I know people have to work, but if you want to come on, if you want to come on and say what it is, that's on you. But this is just where I'm coming from. I haven't really been reading the chat. I honestly wanted to not even have the chat open. I was gonna like close the chat tonight. Let me see. But if you would like to, I am on Google Hangouts. That's the only way you'll be able to contact me. And that's my email address. And that's it. Because I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of people emailing me and talking to me and saying all these fucking you know, people don't really think for themselves. And I'm starting to learn that on YouTube, it's a very common thing. Okay. So if you want to talk, or if you want to have an open conversation, male or female, you are welcome to come here. My email is in the chat. So there you go. You can be added to the call and say whatever the fuck it is that you want to say. And I don't care if you agree with me or disagree. I will respect your viewpoint. If not, I'm going to just end the stream. But this is the thing, okay? Who is this? Let me see. Okay. Okay. Because I think it's very stupid to just defund police altogether. Like, are you really ready for that reality? I don't think you really are. All right. And I'm saying it right now. I don't think people are ready for that reality, because you have some people out here who are saying completely defund. Like, really? Okay, so if you have a daughter or whoever, do you want them to have protection when they're walking home? Like, do we have to really resort back and think about what happened to Jazzy Rowe? Do y'all know what happened to Jazzy Rowe? Jazzy Rowe, the young queen who is minding her business in her dormitory room, and she was, like in her dorm room with this, I don't want to say it, but y'all know what I want to say. This girl was spreading her fecal matter and her menstrual blood all over Jazzy Rowe's toothbrush and her food and everything, and she damn near killed the girl. She damn near killed her. Jazzy Rowe didn't have no protection even on a basic level with a police force. Do we have to really get into the details of what police protection looks like in this country? Do y'all really want to get into that shit right now? Because Jazzy Rowe and others like her, even with the basic protection, it's like she didn't have that shit. So don't come to me talking about some standard of police, or there are percentages, or there's a certain measure. I don't want to fucking hear about it, because in this country that don't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Either you're protected, either the police are there, or either they're not. There's no halfway or halfway in or halfway out. Okay? And that's what pisses me off about people in this country. Y'all want to have a foot in, but then a foot out. There's no such thing as that in this country. And y'all are going to wake up and y'all going to realize this one day. There's no such thing as halfway in, halfway out. Okay? God damn it. All right, Rev. It just don't make no fucking sense. And it is very annoying for me, because it shouldn't even take this type of shit for the even the National Guard to be called on. It shouldn't even take this type of shit for the National Guard to be called on. The very fact that President Trump had to even call the National Guard is very embarrassing. Other nations around the world are looking at us and they're laughing. And y'all don't even realize this shit. People want to hate Trump. They want to say, Trump is this, Trump is that, Trump. You don't even realize what he's actually done for the country. You're so focused on wanting to hate the fuck out of him, hate him and shit, right? That you don't realize what the fuck he's done. And you know, like I said in my last stream, go ahead and subscribe. I'm gonna trigger a lot of people this year on my channel. Okay? If you don't like it, just unsubscribe. It's cool. We good. But I'm not changing my point of view. I'm not gonna change my talking points either. So okay, let me see here. All right, Rev, I got you. Well, if you have opposing views, you're more than welcome to join the panel and say what your opposing view is. I have no issue with you coming on and expressing your view. Like, please call. If you want to call, then please. You can talk without being interrupted. And trust me, you will not be interrupted. So if you want to join, just here is my email. And you can come and say what exactly it is you feel. If you feel like it. Because I remember dating back last year. I remember reading poster boards and reading shirts. Not my president, not my president. But Trump was the main one this year who pushed for Americans to have a paycheck. In the very simplest of terms, have a paycheck, even though they weren't going to work because of this pandemic, which was none of our fault. It wasn't our fault that there was, and let's not even get into if it was real or fake. It does not matter. It's the fact that there was a pandemic, and his job, a part of his job, is to defend and protect and to call shots, to do that as a commander-in-chief. And he did that. Okay? So let's formulate a stimulus packet, a stimulus check. Let's make sure these, our Americans, let's make sure they have a check that's at least 2 to 3 times their pay grade to make sure that they can pay their bills and keep their families living in over water. It still wasn't enough. He could literally cure the world of cancer, and it still would not be enough. It still wouldn't be enough. All right, Let me go to my email. Hold on. Okay. I got you, Cap. Okay.
Oh,
Hello.
can you hear me?
Yes. Hello.
Oh, hello, Neon.
Hi.
It's well over a year now that since I last talked to you.
Hi, Rev. Oh my gosh. How are you?
Oh, nothing much. Well, I'm just at work right now, so I had to I was working on this truck, and then since my manager doesn't want me to basically talk while I'm working, so I came back to the office so I could talk to you. So
You did that for me. Oh, well, it's so great to hear from you. I miss your voice a lot. So, thank you for
I appreciate it, man. Like I no one ever says that but you, man.
I'm just happy
But like
that you're here. What are your thoughts though?
well, my thought was I was just kind of interested. Like I just wanted to ask this one question, but like you said, like you were talking about how people like talking about the fuck Trump and this and that and stuff like that. And if you don't know, like even Reggie was in the chat talking about like what the hell has Trump done and stuff like that. And like I just wanted to ask you like what like you said Trump apparently like kept everyone fed during this pandemic, but like are you? I just wanted to ask you like are you aware that like he made certain situations such as like when he said there was a cure for this coronavirus, and it turns out that it wasn't an actual cure, and people started freaking out and stuff like that. Like, I just wanted to like ask you. I just wanted to know what you really thought that he helped us during this pandemic. Like,
Well,
just like
I
your
think
opinion.
yeah, I think that he was fed a lot of information for pomp and circumstance. Trump as president, people expect him to be able to move mountains and do the impossible, but the truth is he cannot do that because he has to go through Congress to pass a lot of laws and policies. He can't just snap his fingers and do shit just because he's president. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that
Like,
he pushed so hard for people to make sure that our American citizens got paid during the pandemic, to me showed me that at least he cared enough about the well-being of even the elderly, because there's a lot of things that Trump wanted to do during the pandemic, even for the elderly and the disabled, that he was not able to do because Congress would not even entertain it or pass it. So just because he's president doesn't mean that he holds all the power in his hands. He is president, but he only holds so much power. He has to go through chambers and channels to get certain things passed and certain things done. Everything does not fall in his hands, if that makes sense.
oh yeah, I understand. I respect the opinion. I just wanted to like I was just confused a little bit because like from what from what I saw, like I didn't really like it. Didn't really seem like he was doing anything from my eyes. So like I wanted to like ask you in person so you could actually answer me my questions. So like I appreciate it. Make I kind of see what you're where you're coming from.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
like
and I appreciate you. I appreciate you joining to ask your question. I appreciate that.
yeah, like I said, man, like I said in the chat and I said before, man, like I don't get like just because you have a different opinion than me or you might say something that I don't like, that don't mean like I'm gonna unsub or cuss you out and this and that. That shit is childish to me, man. Like I'm a grown man, like you are too. So like there's no need like for that fussing and fighting over a different opinion. Like I can
Thank
take
you.
criticism and I can hear the different opinions. Like I'm not. I actually like listening to different opinions because I like thinking outside of the box.
Thank
You know,
you.
if
I
you know what I mean.
absolutely thank you, and I absolutely appreciate and honor you for that. I appreciate you for that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's no problem. But like, also I also wanted to ask you on another question about this.
Okay.
So like, why is the why don't you like I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I just like legitimately want to know, but like, why don't you like participate in the protests in Texas and stuff?
Um.
If you can answer that.
Okay, I would love to answer that question. I don't participate in protests because one, I don't protest in the streets. I protest in the sheets. Basically, what that means is I protest by policy and by buying politicians. So if I want to protest, you're not going to see me in the streets holding a sign, like yelling or screaming. You're not even going to see me in a silent or peaceful protest. I don't do that. The way that I protest is I do it through influence, and I also do it through speaking at political events, at local, communal political events, and I also do it through my influence on chair cases throughout my community. So for me to be in the streets or to be anywhere protesting, doing the things that they're doing now, to me that is foolish. Like if I don't have direct contact or a direct line of communication with my state governor or my local officer or my local chairman, to me it's ineffective. So if I can't do that, to me it's ineffective. So that the way that I protest is very different from mainstream society. And I think that it's very destructive what they're doing right now. And that's why I wanted to hold the stream and do the stream, because I wanted to get the ideas and opinions of other people who may follow me and listen to me. But that that is just where I'm at with the whole protesting thing, because I don't think that being violent solves anything. I think that being violent adds to the problem. I think that um, it it actually interferes with solutions and shit. So, that's my idea about all of that. And
Oh yeah, I most definitely agree with you on that. And one thing I wanted to tackle was like, yeah, like I absolutely agree with like, um, I don't like the all this like destruction of all these buildings and stuff like that is it's not fixing anything. It's not going to bring like Floyd back to life and stuff like that, or it's not going to teach the police anything. What it is going to do, in my opinion, is like it's only going to make the police um fight back even harder. Like when it's going to make the police act worse because
mhm.
they're protesting in violence, so the police are going to act violent back too. And but what I personally do think is like there really needs to be like a like the police really need to get their shit together when it comes to like when they're patrolling or like when they're pulling over like especially a black person because they're really like I'm not I know you're aware of this but like I know I'm aware that like like a lot of black people get a lot of uncalled shit happen to them by the police, and I really think
Mm-hmm.
that needs to change. And I think, I mean, I understand why the people are protesting, and even the violent ones are doing it, but I don't agree with it like you do. Like, I don't agree like destroying a convenience store or the police station is going to fix anything either. But I do think that the police does need a big change. If you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I mean,
Like,
yeah. I mean, there's totally a reform that needs to be had with the police department. But with that being said, I don't think that the complete um structure needs to be demolished. Because there may be a few bad police officers. I'm not like ignoring that fact, but at the same time, that doesn't make all of them bad. And I know that there are a lot of pro blacks and people out there that are like, well, all police are bad, fuck the cops, and rah 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 rah. And oh, well, you said one cop is good. No, all of them. Like that's not my thing. I don't, and that's not my shit, because I know when I was suffering and when I almost lost my life, it was not a pro black that came to save me. It was a police officer that came to save me. So I'm not, like I have a lot of conservative views and shit, and people look at me and they think I'm like most liberal, but I'm not. And they get to know me and they're like, well, damn, she's a fucking, like, we don't know what to think of her. Yeah, because of that. Like, I've been through so much shit. And it's just like a lot of my personal experiences have shaped my personal worldview, especially as it come to cops. So I don't expect people to accept my view or understand it. It's just me doing a stream and saying, hey, this is what I think about this. And I think that, like if you're going to listen, hey, this is what I have to say. So, that's it.
oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. I definitely respect your opinion, and I didn't know like until that kind of made sense when you said like we shouldn't have the cops demolished because of, like you just said, you were attacked and the police officer practically like saved your life and stuff like that. So like I agree with you on that. I don't think the police should be demolished. And in any words, like, it's impossible. It's never gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. But like I really like how should I say this like without trying to like get too complicated. But like what like if a like like if you're like a white person being carried by a cop, or like the cop pulls over a white person compared to a cop pulling over a black person, like they have the black men heel down, they have them all handcuffed, they put them all down on the ground and stuff like that. Like that shit has to stop in my opinion. Like it's 2020. It's been like it's been past 200 to 100 years now from the old times with slavery and stuff like that. So like that stuff needs to happen. Like if the
Hmm.
black person doesn't have a if the black person doesn't have a gun or a knife or any weapon in their hands, then the cops shouldn't even point out a gun at him. Like that's just my opinion though. Like that I really think that needs to change. And if the cop violates that, the cop should be um the, the cop should have to not face charges, but have like certain punishments or have certain powers and privileges taken away from them if they keep violating that. Like I really think like they need to change that spot because I really feel like most people are being mistreated way too much by the cops.
I
That's
don't
just my opinion though. Whether you agree or disagree.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, there are a lot of bad cops out there, like I said, but I mean, the cops, our police force is there for a reason. And I think that there are people who want total and complete anarchy, so they can do whatever they feel when they choose, without any repercussions. Because in this country, police violence has been used as a crutch for people to do what the fuck they want to do. that's not to take away from the fact that there are bad cops out there. There are absolutely crooked cops and crooked police units out there. I was in the military. I was in a lot of crooked units. I know, like on a smaller level, or I guess I could say larger level, being that I was in the military, how units run. But at the same time, that's not to take away from the fact that they are a needed part of our society to maintain order and law. So anyway, I do want to welcome Cap and fuck you too to the panel. A Cap.
What's happening, sis?
Hey.
And I said, what's happening? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing, man? And everybody in the chat room. Hey, sis. Woo, boy, I think this conversation could go on all day. Because, like...
Yeah, like...
you know as well, I was in the military. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, I wanted to hear your opinion first,
Go ahead.
so I was going to mute my mic. No, I was going to say, like, I wanted to hear your take on this situation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but Sister Neon, they have to defund these cops because it makes no sense for these cops to be militarized, no whatsoever. And matter of fact, they have substandard, I can't think of that word, to of their hiring process. Say, for instance, that the martial arts action star, Michael J. White, he wanted to become a cop. He went through the process, passed everything with flying colors. They called him to the office. They said, man, you can't hire because you have a high IQ. And that's what they want. They want those who can be trained, who can be manipulated and do it and train them their way. I was in the Marines, I was security, all combined as one. And even in foreign land, we never treated people the way how the cops in this land are treating their civilians, our civilians. And it doesn't make sense. Nowadays, back in the days, I think some cops would show up to the scene and they would try to de-escalate, but now they're trained to escalate to make themselves to seem like they have a right, or seem like they're the victims. Like say for instance, like okay, they pull somebody over, they search them down, and the person resists, just because when they got them in the cuffs, they manipulate the joints to cause pain. Naturally, a person is going to react. They're gonna say, stop resisting. Well, man, you twist my fucking joints.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to write down, everything that you were saying, so no way I can come back with it. But I don't want to hold the mic. But I see your point, though. Although I don't fully agree with some of it, but we have a lot of veterans out here that could police their own community. Mm-hmm. We can't rely on these cops nowadays, man. It's just too many videos. I mean, you got people from overseas that saying American people stand up to these tyrants. Mm-hmm. That's what we pay. Our tax money goes to them. Mm-hmm. They serve us. Most of these cops don't even know the Constitution. And have you been watching certain channels? They call themselves cop watchers or police auditors. They go out there and with a camera. Every time there's a cop stop somewhere, they're on the scene to protect that citizen. That's why cops got to understand they are public servants. How do they have another thing they got to do, they need to bring down that police union. And those politicians that accept donations from the police union, you got to get those politicians out of there too, because they support the brutality upon the civilians. Now, me, when I go to the VA, I'll let them know. My social worker, my psychiatrist and psychologist, they know that I might have a few glasses of wine before I get on the road.
My psychiatrist better know. She already knows And my psychologist, he already knows I'm having a mimosa before my appointment. Period. Okay.
Repeat that last part one more time.
I said,
you said your psychiatrist knew?
I said my psychologist, even he knows before my appointment I'm having a mimosa.
Period. Yeah, I know, period. Man. Hey, sis, like right now I'm awake. Usually I try to set my sleep routine from like 11 o'clock till 6 in the morning. But man, I stay from 12 to sunrise just in case these damn cops want to bust into my house for some reason by mistake with that no knock warrant. And I'm a blast. I'm blasted. I walk with my pistol on me all the damn time. I got it on me right now. Just in case. Because I don't want to think combat no more. I don't want it. I want to put that shit in the past and just live in peace. But it's none. You can't even ask a cop nowadays a simple question without getting arrested.
That
you know, I would like to say, hey, officer, how your day going? But I don't want to do it now. I really don't care how their day is going. But when you spoke about that time, you had an incident on campus that happened to you, and I think it was the campus police that came to your aid, right? Not the city cops?
It was city cops and campus cops, but the city cops came before the campus cops came. And that is why I felt that it was so necessary and appropriate to bring it up, because, people love to bring that up. People love to bring up that, because in the climate that we're in, they love to point out flaws of federal government and the city cops. But the thing is, I know my experience, and I never want to live in a city where there aren't any local cops or local police force, because that would to me equate to complete and total anarchy. And I don't want to live in that.
Okay.
I don't want to live in that climate.
Okay. Back in the days, the cops used to walk the neighborhood to know the neighborhood. Now these cops just sit in their car. I mean, they're not trying to go out there. And a certain group of cops are in a neighborhood that they know nothing about. All they want to do is experience the rush of being aggressive rather than trying to talk it out. So what's going on? They're quick to shoot before they ask questions. I mean, it's like, golly, man. I mean, I'm combat. I don't shoot until I'm shot at. That's how we're trained. These cops shoot first. That don't make sense to me. Like my dad, he got beat down by the cops, and my dad's a peaceful man. A very peaceful man. And he had to get a new jaw put in his face. Then he ended up in prison for a nonviolent crime. All he did was have like a few drinks, but I don't think he was like messed up drunk. But that beating wasn't deserved. I was a bouncer. I never fucking hurt nobody when I was a bouncer. My brother, he got beat down. He got his jaw broken in their custody. He did some time because he was on that crack, but he's changed his whole life around. And I worry about him because they look at his past as a reason to harass him. And you got to understand, they're attacking black people. I'm talking about the dark complexion ones or red complexion ones. And that's what pisses me off. I hate to see our people that we served. We did our time honorably and come back out to see these city cops, particularly the city cops. I don't see as much with the state cops, but these city cops, man, they're the ones that's doing the most unnecessarily. They're abusing people, man. They stepping over people constitutional and civil rights. And by us, I still live by the old school military standards, man. And for Trump to bring in the military, I saw some videos where some of the protesters were talking with him. You can tell they don't want to be there. They don't want to attack their own citizens. And Trump, how come that little fucking coward didn't join the military way back? He had 5 or 6 times to join, but he had a heel spur. A heel spur.
So what would you like to see Trump do differently? What would you like to see Trump do differently? Because I see Trump doing a lot of things, but I also see people complaining about a lot of things he's not doing that he really doesn't have a lot of control over. He doesn't have control over every fucking thing because he's president. Like, just because he's president doesn't give him control over this and that. So what would you like to see him do differently? What would your thing be?
Well, there's a thing called checks and balance. Not all 3 parts of the government can all have the power. So that's why he can't do what he really want to do. I think he really want to be a dictator. But what I would like to see him do, because did you hear the interviews from the 2 Marine generals, Mattis and another Marine general, and he had Colin Powell come on there, and they disagree how Trump is handling the situation. He's dividing the country rather than unifying.
How is he dividing the country?
He used that dog whistle with these uneducated pawns that voted for him. You know, the ones that are broke, and they don't realize that Trump don't give a damn about their broke asses. He just cares about the rich people. So it's up to Trump to have more. Trump don't have that character to be a leader. He just don't have it. He's an entertainer. He's a failed businessman. He bankrupt 5 times as many times he ducked his duty to serve his country that he so-called loved.
Okay, so if there were a city that were falling apart, let's say that you lived in a city. Let's just use a random city for an example. Let's say that you lived in a city and your city was falling apart because of civil unrest and rioting and looting and shit, right? Let's say you lived in that city. Okay, so you live in that city. Let's say that there was a president and his name was President Trump. And he came in and he said, no, the police won't do it. All right, fine. I'll deploy our National Guard to do it. You will obey the law, and there will be civil arrest. And he deployed the National Guard units to go out there and restore order. What would you think of your president then if he did that? Before that,
okay. It's the duty of the governor or the mayor, or I think the governor, that can activate the National Guard to this state. But the governor also has the power to tell the National Guard, this is what I want you to do. If I was a governor, I said no violence. If violence come to you, okay, react responsibly. Do not go buck wild. And then me as a governor, I will go out to the people and hear their complaints. What is it that you want me to do that I might have failed on? What do you want me to do? I'm here for you.
Is that
I'm
not
a public servant? You're paying me? Trump? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sis.
Is that not what Trump did? Everything he does, y'all argue against it. He did that, but it's like he can't do anything without people saying it's not good enough because people hate him anyway.
Okay, well, Trump, this is the key word that Trump is saying to the governors: dominate, dominate, dominate. No, you don't do that. You want to know why the people are out there doing what they're doing. Now, I don't agree with it, but I understand it totally. If they want, like nowadays, if you want to go file a police report on an incident, and these cops will make it hard for you to do it now. These cops got this thing called qualified immunity. They can go out there because now they always taking the cop's word over the victim's word, the civilian, and it protects that cop from being prosecuted. So now the Supreme Court is going back to that. They might get rid of that because they sort of see a whole lot of video captures of cops breaking every damn rule, constitutional, First Amendment, Third, Fourth Amendment, and I agree with it. Why should they be protected so much? If you do a Google search, it's not even within the top 10 of the most dangerous jobs. One of the top 10 is garbage collection. Mm-hmm. But the cops are nowhere in the top 10 of the most dangerous jobs. They come to the same. I've been watching this stuff just so I can understand the enemy. And right now, I have to consider all police the enemy right now until I come to them on a one-on-one basis to see how they can conduct themselves. Now, if a cop comes to me being very professional, very fair, very calm, non-aggressive, then I say, man, you know what? You're a good cop. I want to shake your hand. But the rest of them, you got to pick them out one by one. I'm not going to say everything. I'm not going to say there's some good cops, there's some bad cops. No, they're all bad to me right now because I don't know who they are. That's my safe way. That's my way how to navigate through this craziness. All right. I get pulled over.
All right.
May I ask one question?
If
that's okay with you?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask to Neon. Neon.
Yes.
Oh, I wanted to ask this one question, but like, how much experience have you had where the cops have harassed you or basically fucked with you to where it had affected on your life, other than that one time when the cop actually saved you?
I've never
have any experience.
Well, I can tell you this: I've never had an experience like that because I don't go around doing illegal shit. A lot of people in this country, they use police brutality. They hide behind police brutality as a cover for their fuck shit. Meaning, when they go out and do illegal shit, they want to hide behind police brutality. If you know the cops are crooked and if you know how crooked cops can be, why would you go out doing illegal shit? Why would you make yourself a target? I've never done that, so I cannot identify with that. But I see it every day on TV. Like, if you know police are crooked and you know how fucked up they can be, why the fuck would you go out living a life of criminality? I'm just gonna be real. Like, let's just keep it funky. Like, that we have crooked cops in this country. You know how racist a lot of them can be. So why the fuck would you go out in the world doing illegal shit, making yourself a target, and doing all that type of thing? Why?
What's this, Neon?
Some of these cops don't.
I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Neon, I don't know if you're aware of it, but some of these black people that are being shot or being brutally attacked are people that aren't even doing anything. They're just living their daily lives and they're being pulled over and harassed by these cops. And they've committed. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was like, they never committed a single crime in their life. They stay out of the hood. Some of the black people that aren't even in the hood, and yet they get harassed. So I was just like,
yeah, he's right. I mean, there's professional black folks that have been harassed. Like one dude was trying to sell a house, and they come up there with their guns drawn, and he's just trying to sell a house. He's a realtor. They go overboard now, man. I mean. But when it comes to one of their kind that looks like them, oh man, they put on the kitty gloves and everything. Look at all these damn people that shot that does mass murder. Like Dylan Roof, all the I can't name them all. I got a bad memory on names, but there's a lot of them that got taken in alive that committed mass shootings. Ain't no black folks doing that kind of stuff.
So what is your solution? What do you think should happen? What is your solution?
Well, like they say, the police force have been infiltrated by a lot of KKK people, a lot of white nationalists.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now look at the police force nationwide. It's always mostly white cops. Black cops, they'll come to you and say, we can't do the same thing that these white cops can do. Like, say, for instance, like these two cops in Louisiana. They was chasing this one white guy down because he did something. He was speeding, and he shot. But there's cops there that didn't know that he had his autistic son in the truck, and he got killed by accident. But the father survived. He wasn't hit. Now, one cop, he wanted to fight because he admitted that he didn't know that he had somebody else in there. And they sentenced him to 40 years. While the second black cop, I think he went ahead and just say guilty. So he won't get much of a longer prison sentence. But guess what? That father that caused the chase, he went out there and committed another damn crime. They took his ass in alive.
Okay.
It was a violent crime too. So it's a double standard when it comes to them and the black folks.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Like me, I mean, one time, like when I was in the PTSD, for combat veterans, and I was coming home on a weekend pass, I get pulled over. And the cop said that what was it? His initial was said, like, I see that you almost caused an accident. I'm like, how? And then he changed it to something else. You see, this is what cops do nowadays. It's a thing called fishing. They fish for something. And the best thing I can suggest people, if you get pulled over, just exercise your Fifth Amendment. Don't say a damn thing. Don't say nothing. Just say, am I contained? Or am I free to go? Detained, I'm sorry. Am I detained or free to go?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I being arrested? So it's always best for black people, specifically, to go ahead and get you a lawyer and have them on standby just in case you come across these type of cops. I don't want to call them cowards. I call them tyrants right now. And so I would ask, he said, okay. Then he changed it to, well, you speeding. I said, okay, how fast was I going? I said, you were going 63 in the 60. I said, oh, okay. So I was figuring to give me a ticket then.
All right.
Let me
all right.
Let me go my way.
Okay.
But I think what it was, what protects me, and I feel bad about it for other civilians that don't have that protection, is that my license plate, it got that Marine Corps decal on it. And they know fucking Marines, we don't fucking play. Either be fair, be professional, or make your move, baby.
Okay. So, since you and Rev y'all have spoken y'all's points, right? Is there anything else y'all want to say?
Oh, nothing. Yeah, I was just letting Cap speak and you speak the whole time. So I had my mic muted, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. Cap, is there anything else that you want to say?
I was gonna say, you gonna shut it down?
Is there anything else that you want to say?
Oh, I gotta feedback off of what you gotta say. That's all. That's how it works.
I don't have anything else to say. But with that being said, I do want to say thank you to Cap and thank you to Rev for adding your valuable insight and point of view to the stream. But I'm about to go off. And what I'm going to say is, like, to the people who think that you're going to be able to have a civil society without a police force, good luck to you. Good luck with that. All right. To be quite honest with you, I think I absolutely know for a fact that all of this is an agenda for a bigger plan, but people just don't realize it. And, that's their fault. It ain't for me to figure that shit out for them. It ain't for me to figure it out for you. You got to figure it out for yourself. But I'm going to say what I want to say right now, and I'm going to rant for a minute. As I said earlier, you have daughters, you have sons, you have newborn children right now. They're going to need someone to call when shit hits the fan in this country. Shit is hitting the fan right now. And you think that it's not okay to be able to call on a cop? Oh, you think that it's going to always be fine for you to call on a neighborhood watchdog or a neighborhood, like what? Pookie or Ray Ray? Your neighborhood Pookie or Ray Ray gonna save you? All right. So your neighborhood Pookie and Ray Ray is gonna save you. They're more sufficient than the cops. All right. So when there's a rapist, when there's a murderer, when there's a child molester tapping into your child's online gaming, because let's just face it, the police, they protect everything. They protect physical, they protect the internet, they protect a lot of different things. You give your children access to the internet. When these child molesters and fucking animals and creeps get a hold of your children's devices via internet access, who are you? Like, those are police officers who record that shit. Those are police officers who record and document the shit that goes on that you don't get to see. The predator. All right? When your daughter is walking from shit, I don't even want to get into this, but I'm just going to do it. When your daughter is on campus and she's walking to her dorm room from an auditorium, from a lecture, a biology lecture, and she gets attacked by a random fucking person, who are you gonna call if you can't? You know what I mean? Like the campus police can only be stretched so thin. You want complete and total anarchy because you want to commit these crimes. You want anarchy. You want disorder. You want chaos. You want disarray. You want there to be no law. You want there to be fuck shit, right? You want there to be no accountability for what the fuck you do. You want there to be no police. This is why you want to defund the police, because you don't want to be held accountable for your fuck shit. Okay? And I'm going to be very frank when I say this shit. This is why I don't want to have children. I don't want to bring children into this world. Because I know I'd have to kill someone or worse in order to protect my children. And I'm not built for it. I don't want to do that. Right? I don't want to do it. Okay? So let's all just imagine SpongeBob SquarePants spreading his little hands across the stream. Imagination, right? Let's all imagine a world without police, a world without state and government structure and order. Is that what you really want? Because think about your children. Think about your elderly grandmother and your elderly great-great-grandmother and grandfather. Think about your disabled sister, your disabled brother. All right? Think about them. Do you really want to live in a world where there's no police, even if there's a limited amount of police presence, I don't even think that this country, at this very point in time right now, we can't even afford to sacrifice the little bit of police force that we have even right now. Being that what is going on right now is going on, we can't afford to even sacrifice what we got. And y'all want to try to eradicate what we have in certain states and certain cities? Fuck you. And guess what? You can unsubscribe. This is my view. Okay? So, it is what it is. And if you ever think that this country, and even certain cities within this country, if you ever think for a second that they're going to be or exist or operate without even 25% of police capacity, you're very, very mistaken. You're very much mistaken. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. It's not going to happen. A lot of people want a reason to bathe in their fuck shit and be unruly and unlawful just because they didn't get the chance to accomplish the shit they wanted to accomplish, or because they don't have the things that they always wanted. And guess what? That's your own fucking fault. That's your own fault. That's your fault. Okay? This is what I think. I'm not right for it. I'm not wrong for it. It's just what I think. And guess what? This is my first real political stream. This is my first stream really addressing my view, your view, our view on a lot of political topics. And if you decide to unsubscribe after this, guess what? It's okay. Subscribers come and go. But I know for a fact that there is a very specific and private agenda for chaos and confusion and disorder. But when you're dealing with America, when you're especially dealing with a president like Trump, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.